To the process. It is Monday, April 5th. I had no idea what the date was. Check it. New banner. Rise and grind. Gotta feel good for this morning. Oh, good morning to Nick, Philip, Jerry. Good to see everybody in the chat. Appreciate all the likes already. I'm excited to dive into this slate. I didn't really play much over the weekend. We've got a 7-gamer today, but 6 of the games go off at 7 p.m. So live before lock is going to be insane. But we should have all of the news. This should be a relatively smooth slate to play, even though it should be hard from 6 to 7. So I'm really excited to be, I want to be well prepped this morning. I want to be well prepped leading up to live before lock, because we're going to have quite a difficult 6 to 7 o'clock stretch. But then we're in it. We're in it, and it's over quickly, and that's kind of exciting. Appreciate having you guys here. Love seeing the likes climb. Morning to everybody. It's about that time to have some coffee, and let's just get dived in. Let's get dived in. See, you can tell it's Monday, and I'm a little haven't been talking a lot. Only had the strategy show yesterday, nothing on Saturday, so got to retrain the body to be communicating again. But let's dive into this bad boy. There we go. Rise and grind. It's time for coffees. So cheers to everybody. Good morning. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope we got some binks or something along the lines. Grab your beers, coffees, whatever you got in the morning. Cheers. Delicious. Delicious. Yeah, the weekend ended up going... got a little out of control for me. Liverpool played fantastic on Saturday, picked up the W. Had a couple cocktails, led to a couple more cocktails, led to a pretty rough Sunday, other than a really nice brunch. Had a duck fat biscuit, some fried chicken, sausage gravy, a little hot sauce, fried sage, a couple mimosas. It was a good Saturday. Or Sunday, rather. That was a good Sunday. Saturday was... jalapeno bacon cheeseburger, and I didn't end up eating dinner because I forgot. It was one of those things. Anyway, we're getting into this now. Right out of the gate, Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks, battle for New York. And we got some weird stuff going on for the Nets. So Q tag on Harden, which isn't ideal, but again, these games all start at 7 o'clock, which makes this so much easier to deal with from a news perspective. So we do have that going for us. So I'm going to have to put Harden back in, which means I'm going to have to delete everything here. We know no Durant. He very well could be back for the next game. We're not expecting to see Blake in this one. Is that legit? Did they play yesterday? What's today? Today's the 5th. They played on the 4th. Okay, so we're not expecting to see Blake today. And then the other big piece, Tyler Johnson left yesterday's game with a non-contact injury, so I think that we can only assume that he will not be a part of today's game. Jerry, no IV today. Or yesterday. Can't be getting them that frequently. Guru, won the quarter on Yahoo. That'll work. Hey, wins are wins, man. Remember, winning is basically the same... And like I'm oversimplifying here, but winning at any level is basically the same. The winning a contest, how hard that is generally speaking going to be based on how many people are actually in the contest. Obviously, they're going to be slightly easier and slightly more frequent of wins at a lower dollar number, but just winning in general is really hard and should really feel good no matter what size contest you're in. Don, good morning. Good morning. All right, so we're expecting Harden to be questionable, so I got to put him in. Theodore Parson, woke up early to watch this to say that you signed up for Awesemo over the weekend, won 500, and came in first place in the Denver Showdown last night. That's what we're talking about, man. And that you didn't even have the process show for that. So let's just assume you would have won like extra special first place if you saw me talking in the morning. That's what I lead to. For real, though, congratulations. That's awesome. All right, let's get these minutes in for the Brooklyn Nets. I'm going to give James Harden... Okay, so what has he really been averaging? Because he's missed the last two. I mean, I don't really feel like I can just go straight to 38 minutes for Harden coming off of this injury. But at the same time, I feel like I kind of got to go straight to 38 minutes for Harden. I'm going to go 37. I just don't feel comfortable giving him all those minutes on the first game back. Whoops. So let's do that. 37 in. Another 11 for Kyrie with 25 more. Now at center, we've seen Aldridge play 30 and 27. I assume he's just playing and that Blake is the one that's not playing. Right? That makes sense. Yeah, Theodore, it takes some time, man. Take some time with anything, though, in life. All right, so I think, 27 minutes for Aldridge looks fine, which would be... So DeAndre's just out of the rotation, huh? That's a thing? Complete scratch, yeah. Well, at least they're doing the right thing. That's smart. So, not going to worry about DeAndre Jordan's minutes. Backup center, I'm going to, for the most part, give those minutes to Nick Claxton. Even though it's not projecting to be a ton of minutes. So let's do something like 14 on Claxton. Another 7 for Jeff Green with... Let's see, he played 25 and 31, but Blake played in that one. Feeling like 24. Now we fill in the rest of these guys in the non-easy way. I'm going to give Landry Shamet 22 minutes. Going to give Joe Harris 33 minutes. That leaves us 47 minutes for basically 2 people. TLC, I'm just going to give those 16. Is Bruce Brown going to play 30 minutes again? 30 minutes, 29, 29, 29, 30. So 30 works. And then 1 random spillover minute can go to Chris Chiozza because it doesn't matter. But now we do need to grab, I believe, new rates. No, I left Harden's rates in there. That's fun. We'll take that out. We'll take that out. We'll take that out. I think we actually might be pretty good here. That should be fine. So let's take a look and preview Brooklyn. All right. Why would that not be there? There we go. All right, so nothing really crazy here. I might have Bruce Brown a little bit over projected. Yeah. Probably have Joe Harris a little over projected too. Let's do something like that. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So for Brooklyn, taking on the Knicks, obviously a terrible spot. We know how slow the Knicks play. Brooklyn a little bit different here. But at the same time, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. Harden is 11.5 on FanDuel. That is a really difficult price point for today. Kyrie at 10K. They look pretty similar across both sites. Harden for 10.9, Kyrie for 10K on DK. You got to prefer Harden on DraftKings, but this is a really, really difficult DFS matchup, something we're going to want to keep an eye on throughout the day. Now, if Harden ends up ruled out, you can go to Kyrie a little bit more, but if they're both in, I think we're going to struggle a little bit to want to get to those Brooklyn guys. We'll see, though. Man, this coffee tastes good. Andres, good morning. Good morning. We're on to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're taking on the San Antonio Spurs. So we've got Jared Allen questionable, Larry Nance questionable, Dylan Windler questionable. None of that is really helpful for me. No surprises there. So we haven't seen Nance in 4 games, or in 3 games. We haven't seen Jared Allen in 4 games. We haven't seen Dylan Windler in a while. He is very much less important for this discussion. So let's try to figure out how close Allen and Nance really are. I'm thinking that Jared Allen can be okay now, given how long he's been out and why he's been out. Nance was sick. So I think that everybody is just going to be back. That is my expectation here. So I'm going to have to just fully rip this one down to the studs. Theodore, I'm not sure what you mean. There shouldn't be injured guys in Fantasy Cruncher regardless. All right, let's get these minutes in for Cleveland. And we kind of know what we're getting here, at least for most of it. So 35 to Garland, backup point guard run to Delly, 35 to Colin Sexton. We're going to get Jared Allen back out there for his normal sort of 31 minutes, which will allow backup center run to go to... That's a good question. It probably won't be Kevin Love, even though it should be. I mean, if you're trying to remove the questionable players, you're going to have to click them individually. Although I don't know why you'd be doing that either. All right, so backup center here is going to... I don't think that Kevin Love... Why would Kevin Love play the backup center minutes now? Like, I don't think Hartenstein's going to play either. I guess it's just going to be some combination of Allen, Love, and Nance, and all 3 of them. Yeah, that's just going to have to be what it is, I guess. So 17 here for Love. I'm going to say that he plays 24 minutes. I don't think it's going to jump too far. Larry Nance back after having a bum tummy. You know, we're going to give him 28 minutes. Should be enough to give Taurean Prince another 20 minutes or so. Who we missing? Isaac Okoro. His minutes have been massive basically all year. Past 10 games, averaging 29.5. So that leaves us 25 minutes for Dean Wade, I guess. And then I'll give 1 spillover minute to Dylan Windler, so I check to see if he's actually in later. These rates are probably going to start being pretty weird. But I think we should be good here. Check and see what we got going on for Cleveland. Because this could be decent, oddly enough. All right, rates look fine. Nothing standing out to me. No, this is bad. Okay, so Cleveland is basic. If Jared Allen and Larry Nance are playing, the Cleveland Cavaliers are essentially unplayable. No one looks good on either site. Really bad. Really bad. Avoid Cleveland at all costs if Larry Nance and Jared Allen are back in. And we've got 80 viewers, 39 likes. Don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up. It's a Monday. Let's start this week off right. Let's load up on likes. Dallas Mavs, Utah Jazz. So this should be another one that's kind of tenuous. Q tag on Josh Richardson, probable for Maxey. Q tag on Porzingis, no Redick, no Willie Cauley-Stein, no Tyrell Terry. What do we know about the zinger? Okay, so Porzingis sprained right wrist, didn't play Saturday. I'm going to assume that Kristaps Porzingis is still playing here. Josh Richardson did not play Saturday, left calf tightness. I'm just going to assume that everything for Dallas is the same as it normally is. Morning, David. All right, so Jalen Brunson's minutes are like back up again. This dude's minutes yo-yo so much. It's really annoying. Trey Burks don't, though. Jay Rich, no, his minutes seem fine. Well, actually, let's do something like that. Got Luke in for 35. Got Porzingis. Everything else here looks pretty good. Rates should all be the same for Dallas if we're not making any changes. So we have Dallas going up against Utah. Clearly a difficult matchup in general. We'll see if pricing opens anything up. And it doesn't really. It's mostly just Luka. So Luka is 10-3 on FanDuel, 10-8 on DK. I'm almost certainly going to Luka tonight. It seems like a spot that I'm going to have to go to. Porzingis, 8,800 and 8,400 would probably be my second best option. There's not too much out there. On to Team 4. First 3 games have been pretty difficult. Or first 3 teams, at least, have been pretty difficult. I just don't feel like we're getting ton of value or anything right now. No Mason Plumlee today. It looks like he's going to be out for rest. Is that like announced? Yep. No Mason Plumlee, no Wayne Ellington. All right, so we're going to be opening up some value here. Detroit and Oklahoma City. That's where we're at. That's what we've got to do today. All right. Well, let's start this one from scratch. No Mason Plumlee. No Wayne Ellington, no Rodney Magruder. This is going to be fun. Killian Hayes is back. Played 20 minutes. Is he going to play? It's not a back-to-back. Never mind. Then, yeah, probably going to play. All right, this should be a blast. So Isaiah Stewart is obviously going to be the starting center here. Giving him 30 minutes. I don't really see another way around that. That one's just going to be what it is. So then after that, who is the backup center for the Pistons now? Not Okafor. So Tyler Cook? Is Tyler Cook just going to play 18 minutes? Probably, right? I guess they can go to like Jeremy Grant at the 4 if they really needed to, but they don't have big dudes on this team. All right, so DSJ is likely here. Gonna play not a lot of minutes. Who started the last game? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Reopen. They got beat by a lot against the Knicks. That's really embarrassing. Wow, they went on. Okay, that's not really good. There's nothing better than going down, losing by 13 points in the first quarter and 26 for the whole first quarter. That is truly atrocious. Saben Lee got the start, so I am going to assume that continues. Right? Shouldn't I? I don't know. Or is Killian Hayes going to be the guy that's getting those minutes now? See, this team is gross. This is really not fun. All right, if Saben Lee started the last time, did they change the starting lineup in the second half during this beating? They did. They went to DSJ in the second half over Saben Lee. So let's assume that Dennis Smith Jr. is the guy that's going to start here. Ooh, maybe. I don't even know if that feels right. Man, we really need them to announce the stupid starters for this. Because this is not ideal. At all. Joe, my recommendation moving forward is to never check DraftKings for an injury designation. that is going to lead you down the wrong path more often than not. I don't know what to do with their starting point guard rotation. They got beat too bad that last time out. All right, if they went to Dennis Smith Jr. in the second half, let's just assume they're going to give those 18 minutes to DSJ. I mean, if Killian Hayes was able to play 20 minutes there, you have to assume that he's going to be playing more than that now. So I'm going to give Killian Hayes 22 minutes. I think that I can give Saben Lee still like 14 minutes maybe. Corey Joseph. I mean, this is just comically ridiculous. Give Corey Joseph 20 minutes because he might be the only legitimate NBA player on this roster, which will then lead me to give Frank Jackson 16 minutes. We might not be playing much of anything from Detroit. All right, Diallo playing 26 minutes feels pretty safe. And then obviously, where's he hiding? Jeremy Grant playing 32 minutes seems about right. I just don't, I mean, obviously this was a blowout, but they played 14 of the 15 guys that they have. In the previous game, the only other guy that, like, you know, Killian Hayes is back, so he didn't play. DSJ didn't play, so you could flip-flop those two. I guess Josh Jackson's going to see like 22, 24 minutes, something like that. So that just leaves me... I haven't given Sadiq Bey any minutes. He's the guy that actually needs to get them. So let's... Although his minutes are down. So someone's coming out of this rotation, and we're going to have to yank somebody out of here. Because I think Sadiq Bey is going to be good for at least 20, you know, something in the 24 minutes range. So someone has to come out of here for 4 more minutes. And if I had to take 4 minutes away from anybody here right now, it would probably be Frank Jackson. So let's do something like that. I have 0% confidence in everything that I just did. We are not going to know much of anything for this team until we get the starting lineup, which in theory could contain anyone in the world, and I would believe it. It's just... All right, here's what we got for Detroit against OKC, which is a true crapshoot. I don't mind my individual rates. Isaiah Stewart for 3,700 is full-on smash. 3,700 on FanDuel, 4K on DK. He is the only thing... He and Jeremy Grant are the only things that you know, bar none, you can roster today from the Pistons. There are guys that will possibly pop up here, depending on what they do for their rotations. But for now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so they are normally running a 10-man rotation. That is what I have in right now. No, I have 11 in right now. Someone is not going to play that I have playing here. But until we know the starting lineup and can get a feel for that point guard rotation, I don't know who we're going to have to pull out. It's possible that it's Dennis Smith Jr. It's possible that it's Frank Jackson. Either way, it's hard. But Isaiah Stewart is going to be the chalkiest chalk that's ever chalked today. All right, on to Houston. What do we got going on for this stupid Rockets team? This is starting to get gross. No John Wall, no Daniel House. Everything else should be pretty easy. So let's pull House out of there. Houston taking on Phoenix, so terrible defensive matchup. Guys, 96 viewers, 50 likes. We're, you know, obviously having a better than 50-50 like ratio is great, but at the same time, it would be a lot cooler if it were higher. All right, so 32 minutes for Christian Wood makes sense. Kelly Olynyk, they're just going to play these guys alongside each other like a lot. So I'm going to give Kelly Olynyk 30 minutes because they don't really have much of a choice. I think Kenyon Martin clearly sees more time with Daniel House out. So instead of the 18 that I have him at, we'll go to 24. Sterling Brown, I'm going to give a little bit of a haircut to just get him to 30. Jayshawn Tate, I think, is going to have to play at least a little bit more with House out. Actually, I might want to bump him up a spot because I don't know. Oh, actually, DJ Wilson probably going to get some time. Yeah. So we'll give DJ Wilson those 10 minutes. Ben McLemore no longer on the team. Avery Bradley played 26 minutes and 27 minutes the last two, so I'm at least giving him 26 minutes today. I don't know how much Avery Bradley can play on a back-to-back. They probably don't know either. So I've got 6 minutes left over. I've got 9 guys in the rotation. I don't have anybody that I need to add. So whose minutes can I change? I think Porter's fine at 32. Is anybody else going to see the floor? Probably not. So is this just 6 spillover minutes? I mean, I guess I can give DJ Wilson 2 more. That's fine. Which I guess just leaves me 4 minutes of spillover for Anthony Lamb. Rates should all be fine. I don't really have much I want to change there. So Houston taking on Phoenix, tough spot. Yeah, I think we're okay there. Individual rates seem fine, although I probably have Sterling Brown a little over projected. Doesn't really matter. Christian Wood for 8K on FanDuel, looking like the best piece coming out of this game. I would say that Kevin Porter Jr. and Kelly Olynyk both look better on FanDuel than they do on DK. Those would be the 3 guys we're looking to most. What's up, 720 Red Dog? Man, the spots where I thought that we were going to get value today, it's just teams running up against... It's either bad salaries or teams running up against the worst possible matchups you could find. On a Minnesota. This one should be pretty cut and dry. Are these guys all really doubtful? Did they play yesterday? Is this just a fake designation? They didn't play yesterday. So they should be on this injury report. Are all 4 of these guys listed as doubtful today? Is that real? Did Minnesota submit an injury report last night? They did. Beasley, Noel, Rubio, D'Angelo Russell, all doubtful for today. Okay. So let's gut this rotation. So no Ricky Rubio, no Jalen Noel, no D'Angelo Russell, no Malik Beasley. So this is obviously going to be heavy, heavy, heavy Jordan McLaughlin, as you guys saw in the last game, 41 plus minutes. I'm going to start with 36 minutes just to be reasonable. I'm clearly giving Karl Anthony Towns 36 minutes to be reasonable to start, and then we'll add more if we need to. I think that 36 minutes for Anthony Edwards is happening. And I think 36 minutes for Jaden McDaniels. 34 minutes for Jaden McDaniels is happening. So now we need to figure out the rest of the people that are going to be playing here. Josh Okogie is clearly going to be getting a pretty decent chunk of run, which is fine because he sucks. At least he sucks for fantasy purposes. Now, we have other guys that could take a bump up in minutes. Naz Reid is going to play the backup center minutes, and I would guess at least a little bit more. Did this go to overtime? No, it didn't. So Naz Reid and Towns clearly played a lot alongside of each other. So we can set that up there. In terms of guys that have been getting minutes, like Juancho playing 2 minutes in this last game seems really off. But if they're going to go to Jake Layman, I think that's fine. So let's take Jake Layman to 20 minutes, which is not ideal, but I think also needs to happen. 7 a.m. Eastern time, everybody. 99 viewers, 62 likes. You're doing a fantastic job. Marcus, hello. Good morning. Happy to have you here. All right, I think I got to give Wancho those 8 minutes. I'm going to give Jake Lehman 18 instead of 20. So that leaves us 28 minutes to go. I think Jarrett Culver is going to at least play a little bit. And then who can we call the backup point guard? I don't really know what the answer to that question is going to be. I expect them to go with a 9-man rotation here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm expecting them to go to this 9-man rotation. So backup point guard is going to have to, I guess, be Culver, right? So we'll do something like that. I have 12 minutes that I got to give to all of these guys. So I am going to give, excuse me, Jordan McLaughlin 2 additional minutes. Get him to 38. I think they're going to have to do this. I think Anthony Edwards 38 is legitimate. I actually think that Karl Anthony Towns 38 is legitimate, at which point I can give, like 6 more minutes to Wancho, and that'll get me there. Guys, this is bonkers. We need to look at rates too. Minnesota is about to be a real problem. Taking on Sacramento, getting these guys minutes right are incredible. Let's gut all of this. So we know no Beasley, no Rubio, no Russell, and no Noel. You guys are talking Rocky Mount. My wife was just in Rocky Mount on Saturday. All right. Rates. 139 minutes for Anthony Edwards with those 4 guys off. 36% usage. Now, I'm not going there, but I will go to 30% usage today. Towns will be the other key piece. Only 53 minutes, but also 30% usage. I cannot give Anthony Edwards more usage than Karl Anthony Towns here, so I'll give Towns 31. I don't have much else that I want to change there. So Jaden McDaniels, I think 16 is probably, we're going to go 15 and a half. We'll go 15. I don't want to bump it too much. Jordan McLaughlin, he has actually played this time. I think the usage rate, or his usage rate is fine. His assist rate is fine. So no changes there. Josh Okogie can obviously, it doesn't matter. Naz Reid's usage rate will matter, though. 52 minutes, 21% usage. So I will keep him where he normally is. Everybody else's rates can stay the same. So here's what Minnesota looks like against Sacramento. This is going to be clearly an incredible spot. Yeah, there's no way around it here today against Sacramento. I'm going to walk both of those guys down just a hair. But either way, Jordan McLaughlin, 4,600 on FanDuel, 4,400 on DK. Really, really, really good play today. It's just too many minutes. And just an absolute smash spot. Karl Anthony Towns, going to be the preferred pay-up option now. 11K on FanDuel, 10.6 on DraftKings. Have to. Anthony Edwards, 7,400 and 7,600. Also fantastic. Jaden McDaniels, 5,100 and 5K on both sites. Those 4 guys are going to be very, very, very popular. And I don't even know what I would change. I feel like I have Jordan McLaughlin over projected a bit. But at the same time, I mean, he's had these rates this entire time. 0.88 fantasy points per minute when those guys are off the floor. I've got him at 0.91, but that's what happens when you take on Sacramento. Edwards, I have at 1.08. He's been at 1.09. I have Towns at 1.49. He's been at 1.44. I can't really make changes to these things. Jaden McDaniels is the only guy where I feel a little bit off. So I don't want to over project him, but I don't think it's even going to matter. These guys look great. Minnesota season today. That won't be a problem to sweat at all. New York Knickerbockers, who I think are just going to be pretty normal today. So we just need to make sure that the rates are correct. Oh, that coffee is hitting the spot today, guys. More so than it has in a while. It's the perfect temperature. I don't know why. Like, I think I'm dialed into coffee right now. However much ice, the extra 2 pieces of ice I did to bring the temperature down, perfect. Just truly perfect. All right, Julius Randle, 37 minutes. We know we're good there. RJ Barrett, 32. Probably feels a little high, but that's fine. What we really need to do is hash out this point guard rotation. And for my sake, who started for the Knicks in this Pistons game? Bullock, Noel, Barrett, Peyton, Randall. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to take another minute here. Peyton played 22. Yeah, I think that works. Quickly, yeah, I don't have much that I need to change here. I think this is right, and it's a weird spot. New York Knicks obviously taking on Brooklyn, and it's a terrible DFS matchup. Julius Randle's 9K on FanDuel, 9,600 on DK, and then you're not really getting to anybody else from the Knicks, and I think that makes sense. The prices are just a little bit too high for where they are, so yeah, not really getting to the Knicks. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, we have 7 teams to go. On to Oklahoma City. This should be a journey. What do we got going on for this crazy Thunder team today? No Shea, no Lou, no Baisley, no Roby, no Hall, no Muscala. This team is walking wounded. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have 9 active bodies. Marcus Jones, Obi Toppin for the win. No, unless they let him go back to Dayton again. Obi Toppin is never going to be for the win. All right, so we got 9 active bodies for Oklahoma City, which means none of this is going to be really fun to do. But we got to do it anyway. So, starting center, this one is no surprise. We know where we're going here. Moses Brown played 24 minutes the past 2 games. They've been splitting the time perfectly between Moses Brown and Tony Bradley. The question then becomes, how does that actually look? So Oklahoma City last time out got beat by 40 something. But they actually did just split the minutes like normal, which is interesting. Game before that, they got beat by 37. And that time Tony Bradley got the blowout run. Moses Brown played it early. Okay. So because Moses Brown is starting, I can't go 24-24. I have to go 26-22. Keep your eye on that one, though. That could be big. So next up, we need to get point guard minutes in. That's going to be Teo Maledon, obviously. We're going to go to 32 minutes on Maledon. Backup point guard, I guess, is Ty Jerome, technically. Right? I need to make this a little bit easier to see. There we go. Yeah, I think Ty Jerome is going to be, in theory, the backup point guard. So let's go ahead and give him the backup point guard minutes plus a boatload more. So we'll give him 10. The 4 is, I mean, Pogoshevsky is in theory the 4 now. So I'm going to give him 32 minutes, even though I think he probably plays more. Kenrich Williams can have, actually, Darius Miller can have those 16. Kenrich Williams probably plays like 30 minutes. And then Justin Jackson can play those 18 minutes of backup run. So we're missing Svi's minutes at the 2, which I think are going to have to be 30. Let's go 30. Let's go 6 here to Justin Jackson. That takes him to 24. Actually, let's go 5 here. An extra one to Ty Jerome. 2 minutes left. I'll give one of those to Darius Miller. I'll give 2 of them to Darius Miller. I just don't want anybody to pop up that shouldn't. And then from a rates perspective, we need to make sure that we're getting at least the correct people boosted. All right, so Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Dort, Baisley, Horford, Roby. Have they even played minutes without these guys yet? Yeah, a lot of them. Who else we need? Diallo. Who else we need? Hall. That might kill us right there. Taking Josh Hall off. Close enough. And since I don't really care too much about Mike Muscala, he could just stay out there. Otherwise, this is going to truly break. And no one gets the usage bump. So I am going to let this just go naturally. Assist rates, though, I do need to change. So Teo Maledon gets up to like close to 9. Pogaszewski sees the assist rate bump. I don't want to touch too much. But I'm not going to touch any of these usage rates. I'm going to assume that what I have in here is what actually gets adjusted. Does anybody not get it? No. All right, let's see what we've got for Oklahoma City. Ridiculous matchup against Detroit. All right, this makes me feel at least a little bit better. It's not like everybody is popping like it's crazy. It's just everybody is popping a little bit. Pogaszewski and Svi are the 2 best plays coming from Oklahoma City today. They all look real similar. But you can play Pogaszewski, Maledon, Bradley, Brown, Ty Jerome, Kenrich Williams, and Svi on DraftKings. That should be fun. A lot of Oklahoma City, but it's mostly filler. Good luck getting that right. I would say that Pogaszewski on FanDuel is the guy that I like the most, with Svi a close second. 3,800, though, is going to make it a lot easier to get to Svi. So I think he'll ultimately be the guy that shows up the most in the power rankings. Would you play Moses and Stewart? Yeah, why not? I think those guys are just going to have to play a ton. One of those guys is probably going to foul each other a lot. That much I can guess. All right, so we're on to Phoenix. By all accounts, this should be easy. No Nader, no Kaminsky. No problem. Phoenix should really put the old smacky smack down onto Houston. I don't have Nader in. I don't have Kaminsky in. All of these minutes should largely be the same. Torrey Craig in. Mikal Bridges. Minutes are down a little bit as of late. We'll take that extra minute. Give it to Javon Carter. Javon Carter playing a lot more. In lieu of who? Everybody. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have much that I want to change here. This all seems pretty easy. Rates should be the same. So for Phoenix, this will be one of the quicker ones. Jeremy, if you want NBA injury news, you want to follow Awesemo NBA. We will have everything tweeted out. You won't miss a thing. Just follow our NBA account. That'll cover you for injury news. So that'll be at Awesemo NBA. The news god himself will run that bad boy. You won't miss anything. And welcome to Twitter. Yeah, Paul, Booker, Ayton, Bridges. Like, you could rotate through any of these starters, but nobody is the true priority. Gee, Joiner, you bite your tongue. You bite your fingers since you're typing. Blasphemy. You are recommending the wrong sites, sir. Sacramento Kings against Minnesota. I'm assuming the other side of this game looks just as, well, not just as fun as Minnesota since they're missing a ton of guys, but we're going to want this game. Clearly no Bagley, Whiteside, Q-tag. We know what we're doing here. So Buddy Hield has been playing a little bit less. Last 10 games, 33.5 minutes, so I'm good with 33. Fox, last 10 games, 35.5, I'm good with 36. Barnes, last 10 games, 36, I'm good with 36. Holmes, this is the key one. Last 10 games, 31. I got him at 32, so I do want to take a minute away there. And then I'm going to give those 16 backup minutes to Metu. Halliburton, last 10 games. Actually, let's do last 6 on Halliburton since... Actually, we'll do last 5 since it's DeLon Wright here now, too. 31 minutes for Halliburton. I got him at 32. Cool. DeLon Wright has played 21 minutes. I got him in for 23. I'm going to take 2 of those minutes away and give them to Terrence Davis. That gets Terrence Davis to 17. He should actually be at 20. Mo Harkless is at 16. So I'm going to take... Actually, I'm okay with that. I think everything else here is going to be fine. Yeah, I'm okay with all of this. All right, so rates should be the same. But I should refresh them at least a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So for Sacramento, yeah, I like the way that looks. Fox is going to be at the top of the heap. 9,300 on FanDuel, 9,200 on DraftKings. Definitely the top priority coming out of Sacramento. I would say Halliburton on FanDuel at 5,800 would be my next priority. Buddy Hield on DraftKings is slightly ahead. Halliburton is $700 more expensive on DK than he is on FanDuel today. I think that that's a much better play on FanDuel. Holmes for 7,500 looks solid at the center spot on FanDuel today, and I have him projected a little bit behind of where he was, so I feel pretty good there. Most of this looks good, and we already know what we're doing with Sacramento. Fox, Holmes, Halliburton, Barnes, and Hield. You're playing the starting 5 in some order, and you don't really go to anybody else because of the minutes. Now we move on to a San Antonio Spurs team that I assume is not fun at all to project. No Lonnie Walker. Cool. I already don't have him. Gorgie Zhang could play today. Shoulder strain. I'm going to leave him out for now. Still no Lyles. Eubanks is in. I'm just giving him the minutes. So actually San Antonio should be relatively easy. And they've got a pretty easy matchup against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So last chunk of time. Everything's been normal. DeJounte Murray. 33 minutes looks good. DeMar DeRozan. Last 8, 34 minutes. That looks good. Derek White. Steady minutes, 34. I've got him in for 33. I think that's right against Cleveland. Jake Puds, 8 minutes, 31. Good. Keldon Johnson, this one's probably tricky for me. Last 8 games, 27.5. I'm going to give him an extra minute. Let's take these stupid minutes away from Luka Samanic. Get him to 27. Patty Mills has been playing huge minutes as of late, up to 28. So I'm going to give him said 28 minutes. Perfect. Rudy Gay played 6 straight games, averaged 23 minutes. I've got him in for 22. That seems fine. Vassell averaging 15 minutes. I got him in for 16. So I've just got 3 minutes of spillover that goes to Samanic. Done. Easy peasy on the Spurs. Are they interesting though? No, not at all. Terrible game. Can't really recommend anything from San Antonio. Don't expect to see anybody ranked highly. DeRozan, Murray, White, your only option. Toronto Raptors. Disaster on Friday. So still no Lowry. Q tag on Fred VanVleet. What do we know? Strained left hip flexor, didn't practice on Sunday. All right. So I actually don't, since he didn't practice, I actually don't think Fred VanVleet is going to play today. I don't like the idea of leaving him out, though. And here's the big problem. Toronto is playing the Washington Wizards. If Fred VanVleet is in, he's going to look incredible. But if he's out, everybody's going to look incredible. Boob. No, I won't have 100K spent for that. I'm mostly done with Top Shot at this point. I am making a pretty sizable investment into So Rare instead of Top Shot. I don't know what to do here. Because if I project, I think I have to project Fred VanVleet in. I think that's the only way that this makes sense right now. But I don't think that he's going to play. But it's a lot easier to swap down than swap up. Like it's better to have Fred VanVleet in and then have to swap out to cheaper guys than to have him out and not have the ability to swap in. And I don't mean late swap. I just mean like from a mental perspective, it's easier to find more value and then just transition to more Luka and more Towns and more pay up options. So I'm going to keep Fred VanVleet in for right now. And in that case, let's get these minutes in. And I think most of this is going to be pretty easy to do, too. I don't really think I even have many changes that I need to make. Boucher played 25 minutes the last time out. Aaron Baines played 24. Jose, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you had a good Easter. I mostly just laid around. Didn't do anything. Took a giant nap. Went to sleep not too long after that nap. It was good times. All right, yeah, I don't really see much here that I want to do. I mean, I guess I would like to take some minutes away here from somebody. Just take those minutes from Bembry. I want to get Chris Boucher. He's fine at 21. Aaron Baines. Do want to give him 2 more minutes, and then I could just give 6 to Bembry. I think these Toronto rates are going to have to be fine. I am going to take VanVleet down at hair. But here it is. Toronto against Washington. We know how big of DFS are. It could be Malachi Flynn time. I only think it's Malachi Flynn time, though, if VanVleet ends up out. For right now, it's Fred VanVleet time, and that's the big problem. We don't really know what's going on here. But I do know this. 7,400 on FanDuel, Fred VanVleet is one of the best plays on the slate, and that's why this is tricky. Fred VanVleet's probably going to be my number 1 contender, and I don't know if he plays today. But it's a lot better than saying that it's Malachi Flynn, because I don't have to plan to play $3,500 Malachi Flynn if he has to play 35 minutes. Like, it's a simple swap that fixes itself. So I would rather say that I like Fred VanVleet quite a bit more than I like Pascal Siakam. And then I think OG Anunoby and Gary Trent are both pretty viable. Can we talk about OG Anunoby? 1.13 FanDuel points per minute over the last 30 days. That is a very, very different OG Anunoby. And man, that dude is really good. I'm a huge OG fan. Look, we're playing 4 or 5 guys from Toronto no matter what, whether Fred VanVleet is in or not. But if he is in, we still love Toronto because of the matchup. If he is out, fire up Malachi Flynn. You can probably talk yourself into like some DeAndre Bembry too. Pascal Siakam will look even better. It's going to be good. But we have to leave VanVleet in for now. Utah Jazz. This one will be relatively easy unless one of these guys are sitting today. Utah taking on Dallas. And if we just look at the Utah lineup, nobody's sitting. So, boo, it doesn't matter if Flynn sucks. He's the flat min. All of these rates are going to be fine for the Jazz. I mean, Boucher is just going to always be a wild card. He's a GPP only play. If he plays 16 minutes, it's not great. If he happens to play 24 for today, you're probably smashing. There's just no way to do it or handle it. All right, so for Utah, taking on Dallas, this game should, in theory, be competitive. It's mostly just Gobert and Mitchell. There's not really much else I think that we can do here. And Utah is like the least interesting team to talk about. Whoa, Jose. Jordan McLaughlin is not bad. No disrespect there. Can't be disrespecting Jordan McLaughlin. He's got a raw deal. He's a guy in this league. Final team, Washington Wizards. Q tag on Beal. Q tag Rui Hachimura. Clearly still no Daniel Gafford. How real is the Q tag on Beal? Missed 4 straight. Probably find out a little bit more and shoot around. I think we just have to assume that Bradley Beal is playing, as is Rui Hachimura. So, let's get the minutes in. 36 to Russ. 36 to Beal. Let's see. Starting center minutes. Bertans is also back. Forgot about that. So Alex Len, I think 16 seems fine. Rolo has played big minutes the last 3 games. So I'm going to give him 26. We'll say that Rui is back playing, we'll call it 32, so 26. I'll give Bertans 22. We'll give Denny his 26. Even though it should be more than that, I'm guessing. Yeah, it really should, huh? Is Denny going to play less because of Beal? No, that wouldn't make any sense. Oh, Ish Smith is back too. Huh. Good God. Good God, that's gross. Oh, they're actually going to play Ish Smith again too. What a stupid team. Yeah, I think so. Denny at 26. You know, we get Howell Neto playing minimal minutes. We'll give him 18. So 16 minutes to someone here. I guess Garrison Matthews. Hutch makes the most sense. Garrison Matthews. I mean, they should be playing Garrison. I don't know who they should be playing. This team is terrible. It's not going to matter. All right, all of these rates need to be adjusted for Beal being in. And I can fix it later. Yeah, there we go. So Washington against Toronto. Beal and Westbrook, and that's it. Beal 8,800 if he's playing. Westbrook 11K on FanDuel. Those are the only 2 options. This team is getting everybody back. So we're done. 729. Nailed it. 154 viewers, 97 likes. Let's get 3 more likes and let's run some crunches. What do you guys say? So we got it. 7 games up, 7 games down. Kicking off Monday, feeling good. I'm ready to attack this slate. I'm feeling like there's going to be a W coming from somebody in this, somebody involved in the process today. What do you guys think? Who's banking? Is it me? Is it going to be somebody else? Somebody here is showing up tomorrow being like, hey, I took down something. I can feel it already. Yeah, everybody's like, me. Yeah, I get it. Because I feel the same way. All right, here we go. First crunch, optimal lineup on FanDuel. Again, assuming Fred VanVleet is in. So what do we got going on here? Luka Doncic, Jordan McLaughlin, Fred VanVleet, Anthony Edwards, Buddy Hield, Kenrich Williams, Jaden McDaniels, Isaiah Stewart, Karl Anthony Towns. I love it. You can give up 0.4 of a point and switch Anthony Edwards to Svi and Jaden McDaniels to Pascal Siakam. I love it. I love both of these things. Now, let's check out the power rankings. Yeah, see, this is how important that Fred VanVleet news is. He is one of the 3 best plays, bar none, on this slate if he's in. And that's where it gets tricky. Look at the rates. Look at the percentages here on these top 3 guys. Jordan McLaughlin pulling away at the point guard spot because he should play like 36 minutes or more. Isaiah Stewart is the starting center for the Pistons at 3,700, but he's power forward eligible, showing up in 50% of the lineups. Fred VanVleet, if he plays, is a $7,400 shooting guard that's going to get like 30% usage or something in that neighborhood. These 3 guys are greatly separating from the pack because Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, who are fantastic plays in their own right, can only get to 30 because of how good of plays they are. So Fred VanVleet's trickle down today, if he ends up out, and what that will do to change this entire slate will be massive, because that is going to turn the point guard spot into an automatic lock button of Jordan McLaughlin and Malachi Flynn. And then Pascal Siakam is going to climb. Karl Anthony Towns is going to climb. This looks good. So, final FanDuel power rankings. McLaughlin, Stewart, VanVleet, Edwards, Towns, Kenrich Williams, Pascal Siakam, Luka Doncic, OG Anunoby, Kevin Porter Jr., Bradley Beal if he plays, De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Jeremy Grant. I'm really excited for today's slate. Really excited. On to DraftKings now. DK could look weird here. All right, DK in. Optimal lineup on DraftKings. Jordan McLaughlin, Fred VanVleet, Justin Jackson, bleh. Naz Reid, bleh. Isaiah Stewart, Anthony Edwards, Pascal Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns. I would find a way to get away from that a little bit. You could drop down 0.3 of a point, get to 5 Minnesota Timberwolves with Stewart, VanVleet, and Siakam. Obviously, if we pull VanVleet here, Malachi Flynn will be in here, and we won't have to roster someone like Justin Jackson. Gonna be tricky on DK, just given like the makeup of the positions. Let's check out power rankings now for DraftKings. No surprise, $4,400 Jordan McLaughlin, miles and miles and miles away from everybody else. No surprise also that Isaiah Stewart and Fred VanVleet are 2 and 3 here as well. And then we get into some weird stuff like Tony Bradley, Towns, Edwards, Naz Reid, Pogashevsky, Josh Okogie, Metu, Siakam, Jaden McDaniels, Buddy Hield. Fun stuff, man. Preferred pay up option, though, very clearly Karl Anthony Towns today. I like this. I really like this slate on FanDuel. I'm a little dubious of DK and the amount of Minnesota that's going to show up, and then the amount of Toronto that's going to show up when VanVleet is inevitably ruled out. But we got a lot going on here. It's going to be so easy to be able to pay up to the high end, the Towns level, the Luka level, depending on who ends up. Like if Beal is out, obviously paying up to Russ will still be really easy. If Harden ends up out, paying up to Kyrie will be really easy. This can break in a weird way where you could really let it rip on some of the more higher salary guys. But that's where we're at, everybody. We just put this one in the books. I'm liking it. I'm liking this slate a lot right now. So I'll be on the strategy show with Laffy at 11. And then it's Live Before Lock with myself and Eric tonight from 6 to 7. And Live Before Lock tonight is going to be just craziness because of everything locking at 7 o'clock. Is there anything else you guys want to see before we get out of here? Guys, again, new banner. Rise and grind, baby. That's what we're doing. Hit that thumbs up if you can. If there's anything else you guys want to see, we can do it. Just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to record 2 contenders videos, and I'm going to get myself ready for the NBA strategy show at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And I'm excited to actually talk about this slate with Lofty. What do I do for the next 12 hours? So for the next 12 hours, I will record contenders. I will record the NBA strategy show with Lofty. I will go to the dentist and get my teeth cleaned. And then I'll come home and prep for Live Before Lock. Go get myself some Flaming Amy's. I ate enough ridiculous food this week that I'm going to go get myself some like lettuce pretty aggressively. Sorry, Ben, no Super Draft Power Rankings. We are discontinuing our support for Super Draft starting 2 days from now. Yeah, I'll be playing 150 lineups, T-Rex. I think that's going to be it, guys. I appreciate you being here. Remember, guys, gotta rise and grind. Love it. I appreciate having you guys. We'll be back again tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. We've got really balanced slates this week. Actually, let's touch on that quickly. We got really balanced slates. So we've got 7 games today, obviously. We've got 8 games tomorrow. We've got 9 games on Wednesday, another 7 on Thursday, and then 9 on Friday. So we don't have that ridiculous 10, 11 crap. So we should be able to, every day should be pretty similar today or this week. And to me, that's super fun. So good luck tonight, everybody. Please hit the like button on your way out the door. Please subscribe to the channel if you can. That helps us out as a company more than you guys would ever know. So please do that. Good luck. I'm excited to hear from you guys in the morning to find out who won big money. I'll be honest with you. I hope that it's me, but I don't mind sharing, letting you guys have second, third, and fourth. Best I can do. Good luck tonight, everybody. Have a good Monday. Talk to you later.